Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockefeller Oval for this afternoon's game between the Milwaukee Dutchmen and the New York Haberdashers. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineup for the visiting Milwaukee Dutchmen. Batting first, the center fielder, number 45, Chesty Squiders. Batting second, the third baseman, number 27, Venus Jackson. Batting third, the first baseman, number 4, Booty Crooks. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 28, Bustles Muxon. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 11, Hoon McMunch. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 23, Nello Buffrot. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 59, Joey Bread. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 15, Rob Dobster. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 18, Goof Alibi. And let's get those hats off, fans, for the Haberdashers. Let's make some noise as they take the field for today's game. The left fielder, number 8, Stump Phillips. The center fielder, number 11, Versi Moore. The first baseman, number 7, Hubie Goozle. The right fielder, number 40, Hoyne Jagoff. The second baseman, number 23, Trevor Knockmore. The third baseman, number 6, Foul Ball Dunkins. The shortstop, number 16, Stokely Hathaway. The catcher, number 19, Dip Hurls. And taking the mound for your New York Haberdashers, the starting pitcher, number 36, Rasmus Auction. And let's get our caps waving as it's hats off to the Haberdashers.
Good afternoon to you all. This is Scooch Closer here on Radio WJZ, New York's only home for Endless Wet Jazz and New York's only home for the Haberdashers. Getting things started here with Rasmus Auctions on the mound. Getting the first out already, it was Chesty Squiders. Just as I'm ready to give the introduction, we get our first out of the game. Not going to complain about that. Venus Jackson up at the moment. He's batting .362 this season. Going to sky that one into center field. Versi Moore is under it and gets the catch for out number 2 on as 4 pitches. I was going to say as many pitches, but there have been 4 pitches and 2 outs. Booty Crooks is going to start things off by getting, and looks like an extra base hit. It's a line drive to shallow center. He's on with a double. Booty Crooks has been batting .324 this season. That is double number 7 for Mr. Cooks. And we go to Bustles Muxon facing Rasmus Auctions. He's going to hit that one high up into the air. Looks like it should be easy for Moore, and Moore gets it. So stranding Cooks. No score on the one hit in the top of the first. I guess we'll talk about Rasmus Auctions in the next inning. Taking the mound for the Dutchmen today is Goof Alibi facing Stump Phillips in the opening batsman. Goof Alibi is 2-2 this season, has an ERA of 4.68, 7 strikeouts in his 4 starts, and he's pitched on average about 6 innings per game. And he gets the first out of Stump Phillips by skying that one high up into shallow left field. Versi Moore's going to be on with a single that's going to just dribble right past the glove of Venus Jackson and get to left fielder Joey Bread. Moore is .318 this season so far. Here's Hubie Goozle, and looks like he's going to hit into, yes, a Fancy Dan to end the inning. Well, that Fancy Dan double play is brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your coif with Fancy Dan. Right now, assortment of hairstyling treatments, tonics, and other sorts of salves, powders, and gelatin-based items. Hoon McMunch was up to bat to start the second inning, facing Rasmus Auctions, who's 1-2 with an ERA of 2.48. So just has not been on the right side of some results, unfortunately. His ERA is quite outstanding. 2.90 for a starting pitcher who's been on average gone 7 innings deep. Has 10 strikeouts so far this season. Much better considering he was 1-4 as a result last season with an 8.14 ERA, so his season has already started a lot better, and now Buffrod will pop that one out for 2 outs. Joey Bread takes a swing at the first pitch, goes right to Knockball before the Goozle is in time, and that will switch sides to the bottom of the second. And it is Whiny Jagoff for the Haberdashers, batting .403 with 5 home runs and 3 RBIs. It's not going to be either of those just yet, but he's going to be on with extra bases. I think it's going to be fielded by Chesty Squiders as the left fielder and center fielder converge. But Jagoff is off with a leadoff double. Bring up Trevor Knockmore. And Knockmore is, well, had there been a single, that would have been a fancy down double play. It's going to be a fielder's choice moving Jagoff to third. Well, it's not only a fielder's choice, excuse me, it's going to be out at first. Pardon my error for your scoring at home. And 2 outs is going to score the opening run for the Haberdashers as it brings Whiny Jagoff home. Foul ball Duncans with that sacrifice. Here is Stokely Hathaway, the shortstop. Batting .338 this season, doing quite well for himself. And it's going to be right to Nello Buffrod, the second baseman, in for Ben Mork-Stramperson today. He makes the throw to Hooks in time to retire the side. So after 2, it is 1-0. The sacrifice from Foul ball Duncans, bringing home Whiny Jagoff to give the Dashers the early lead. This is the second of 3 games in this series. There's a day off tomorrow before they continue on the 6th again. The Dutchmen did get a 6-2 win in the first game in this series, so this is game number 2 of that 3-game series. The Dashers are 3 games ahead of the Dutchmen and 3 games behind the Debonaires, who also play today. I believe they play Chicago in their series. This is Goof Alibi, by the way, the starting pitcher, up with 1 out, and he's going to strike out. I believe he was swinging on that one, so that's going to be out number 2. Back to the top with Chesty Squiders and the Haberdashers currently at 11-8. Milwaukee, with a win today, could go to 500, 10-10. But the Haberdashers, after taking 2 games from the New Ohio Debonaires, have slipped a little bit and are trying to make a charge back up the Continental League standings. They've got teams like Pittsburgh and Chicago breathing down their necks, as well as New Ohio looking down upon everyone from first place. There is the count, and he's going to walk Chesty Squiders, so with a full count, 2 outs. The opening, the top of the order, Chesty Squiders has gone to first, and Beanish Jackson swings at that one with such ferocity that he hits it to industry for a home run. 2 runs scored. And that is a 2-1 game. Beanish Jackson, only his 2nd home run of the season, makes it 2-1 in favor of the Milwaukee Dutchmen. Facing Boody Cooks now is Rasmus Auctions. Auctions is allowed, that is now the 4th home run that Auctions has allowed hit off of him all season. And that goes right to Versi Moore to end the inning. However, 2 runs did score on a 2-run Beanish Jackson home run to give the Dutchmen the lead going into the bottom of the 3rd. That home run, of course, brought to you by industry brand colognes, perfumes, and fragrances. Because if you're having a good night on the town and a lovely person of interest to you asks why in the world you can smell so intoxicating, you just look at them and say, "My dear, that is the captivating smell of industry. Found whatever smells a soul." Dip Hurls, Rasmus Auctions is up to bat right now with 1-on-1 count. He hits that right to Alibi. Foul number 2. And we go back to the top of the order with Stump Phillips. Bit of a scratch of the rectal area for Goof Alibi. See if he can make remove the sweat, or perhaps add some sweat to his palm. Whatever it does, it gets it to work because Phyllis pops it up right to the glove of the man who just scratched his anus, Goof Alibi. And that will bring an end to the third inning. Bustles Muxon, 4 for 1 today. He's batting 276 all season. 13 runs batted in for Mr. Muxon. He's going to pop that one up shallow right to Rasmus Auctions for out number 1. And we bring up Poon McMunch, who is 0 for 1 after failing to reach base in the second inning. Poon McMunch played for Leighton Park for the Milwaukee Dutchmen's developmental team. And in the 20 games he played, all 20 games, he had an average of 351. He's got an average of 417 at the moment. He's only been at bat 24 times, so found he was not quite in the lineup thanks to Max Beef. However, he's got some beef in that arm as well as he hits it to industry as well. And hits a solo home run, his second of the season. And it is to industry yet again. It is 3 to 1 with Nello Buthrat up to bat. Nello Buthrat swings at that one hard, right to the glove of Stump Phillips for out number 2. And we go to Joey Bread, who, again, another Leighton Park call up. He's on with a single. That's going to be a grounder right up the center to Versi Moore. And the inning continues for the Dutchman with 2 outs. Rob Dobster singles that one up the middle. Boris Versi Moore retrieves it. And we go to the pitcher spot. Goof Alibi. Rob Dobster's batting 304 going into the day. No home runs, but 6 runs batted in. So not a bad average. He's just not been producing runs, just getting on base. So doing what he needs to do as a catcher late in the order. And Alibi is going to strike out swinging to end the inning. Well, another run scores. It's a solo home run from Poon McMunch to give the Dutchman a 3-1 lead. Bottom of the 4th, it is Versi Moore, batting 318 this season. He is a former Charleston Crow from the Nursery League. In his 17 games, he hit 3 home runs. And he batted 347. He's going to be on with a single to get things started for the Dashers to respond. He is 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Bring up QB Guzel. Guzel is hitting 283 season. And that's going to drop into shallow center. It is retrieved by Chesty Squiders, and it moves more to second. So with no outs, it is Whiny Jagoff. And Jagoff hits that high. Is it far enough? To industry! A 3-run home run for Whiny Jagoff gives the Dashers a huge lead. A huge lead in that it is a lead, not a huge lead. It is 4-3, but that is a huge smash. Home run number 6 for Mr. Jagoff. He has now batted in 16 runs this season. And with no outs, Trevor Knockmore is going to hit that one high up into the air. Poon McMunch catches it. It is 1 out at the moment. Foul ball Duncans. Lives up to his names. Hits that one into the first base line of fans. And that one's going to get right to Poon McMunch. The throw to Booty Cooks in time for out number 2. Stokely Hathaway with 2 outs. Currently a lead here in the bottom of the 4th thanks to a 3-run home run by Whiny Jagoff. Hathaway pops it up in the air. It's Poon McMunch again with the catch. And that will retire the side. Well, the lead is regained by the Dashers. A 3-run home run by Whiny Jagoff gives them a 4-3 lead in this one with Chesty Squiders. Top of the order for the Dutchman. Squiders walked at his last at-bat. He's 0 for 1 today. Two and 1 the count. And he's going to walk yet again. Good patience for Mr. Sliders. Rasmus Auction has now walked him twice today. He's walked his first 2 walks of the season. Amazing. It's fascinating that. However, Venus Jackson seems to have his number to industry. He hits a solo home run, or a 2-run home run to regain the lead. My goodness. Venus Jackson has the number of Rasmus Auctions today, as that is to industry again for 4 runs produced by Mr. Jackson alone. To industry, it is now a 5-4 game. Booty Cooks, no outs, top of the 5th. It's that one right to Hathaway. Throw is in time to Hubie Guzel for out number 1. Venus Jackson now is at 17 runs batted in, 3 home runs this season. Definitely a producer for the Dutchman. Not a home run hitter necessarily, but he seems to, you could have fooled me with the way he is smashing that ball out of the Rockefeller Oval today. Or at least into the crowds of the Rockefeller Oval. And looking lively is Trevor Knockmore, who gets the line out caught, throws it to Guzel to make sure that Muxon tags up. And it's only the 2nd out. So right to Stokely Hathaway on the first pitch. Nello Buffrott over 3 today. And that's a batsman they are happy to be keeping quiet, I would imagine. But we head to the bottom of the 5th. Dashes down by a run yet again. Starting things off is Dip Hurls. And he's going to be in with a single that gets right past the glove of Poon McMahon. And Hurls, who's batting .296 going into today's game, is on with a single. He's only played in 9 games. Not the regular starter. He's coming in for Doug Lumps off the bench today. And Auctions will stay in this game, the pitcher spot. He's going to be coming out for the 6th inning. It's that one foul, so he's working a 3-1 count. He pops that one high up into the air, into shallow center. Chesty Squiders gets the catch. It is out number 1. And we go to the top of the order with Stump Phillips, who is 0 for 2 today. Batting .395. That's actually a batsman you want to quiet, and it's going to stay 0 for 3 as Alibi retrieves it and makes the throw to first, moving Hurls to 2nd, but Percy Moore has 2 outs. Moore is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and he's going to keep that going. Is it possibly going to score? Well, no, it's going to hold the runner at 3rd. So Percy Moore, 3 for 3 for the center fielder. All singles, but he has been producing. And he attempts to steal, but that's going to get right past the glove of Nello Buffrott. It's going to score 1 runner. Moore is going to go to 3rd and be safe. It is tie at 5. Thanks to a Hubie Guzel RBI single. And look who is up now. It is Mr. Whiny Jagoff with runners on the corners. And a 2-1 count. Goof Alibi is trying to make him chase something, and looks like he's getting him to chase a stolen base, which is recorded by Guzel. And he walks Whiny Jagoff, so the bases are loaded for Trevor Knockmore. And Knockmore gets it right to Venus Jackson. Throw in time. Stranding the 3 runners, however, tying the game up. An RBI single from Hubie Guzel makes this a 5-all game. But it does strand the 3 runners as we enter the top of the 6th. And that is Joey Bread into the glove of Whiny Jagoff. He had to chase that one down and underhanded that one. But it is out number 1, and in comes Max Beef. Well, Rob Dobbs, a reminder, Beef is not a catcher. He is a shortstop, but he's going to swing that one with velocity. And that's going to put him on first, which might mean that Booty Cooks is usually the backup catcher. And in comes Ben Mork Stramplerson. So I'm intrigued to see what will happen. And Stramplerson, well, it's only a fielder's choice as they get the runner at second out, but with 2 outs, Stramplerson is on first. We go to Chesty Swigers. Hits that one just down the first baseline to Boozle. Throw to Auctions in time. Coming in now is Beth Factory. So Stramplerson. It's like Max Beef is going to be playing catcher. Not sure that's really part of his repertoire. Perhaps he learns to become one. And we get things started with a home run to Industry to give the Haberdashers the lead by a score of 6-5. Foul ball Duncans with the home run to Industry. That is home run number 2 for foul ball Duncans, and that's going to put Stokely Hathaway on second. As that one reached the far corners of the Rockefeller Oval and was fielded by Joey Red. And Beth Factory not having a good day at the moment. He's kind of found himself. Okay, that's going to be an out at first for Dip Horrells. And that will be the day for Rasmus Auctions. Moss Wirtz coming in. Moss Wirtz has been batting .386. He's a first baseman. And will be very interesting to see what, if at all, he comes in to field. He's going to record the second out, and we go to the top of the lineup. So Stump Phillips. Beth Factory 0-1, a 6.92 ERA. Only appeared in 7 games. Pitched a total of 13 innings. Going to be asked to come in as a situational reliever, I believe. And that is Stump Phillips high. Is it far enough to Industry? But he goes off for 3, and then he smashes it out of the right field, over the right field wall for a 2-run home run. And the 3rd run scored this inning, and the 3rd home run hit this game. Well, that's Versi Moore getting his first out of the game. He's 3 for 4. In comes Ezemiah Denove. So Ezemiah Denove coming in for Rasmus Auctions. Well, actually, they're coming in for Moss Wirtz, but that is Venus Jackson grounding that one out.
Number 4, the first baseman.
There's Booty Cooks. Not having the great of days. Hitting that one right to Hathaway, and that's going to be out number 2. So Ezemiah Denove has an ERA of 1.98 so far this season. Not a strikeout pitcher. He's only thrown 1 strikeout. He's made appearances in 8 games. His whip, which of course is walks and hits per inning pitch, is 0.95. As Bustles Muxon gets a 2-out single. Bring up Poon McMunch, the Dutchman down by 3. McMunch is going to single that one up the middle to Versi Moore. McMunch did have a home run in the 4th inning. That is ball 1, and that is Nello Bothrodt hitting it high, hitting it far, tying the game to Industry. My goodness. My goodness. A 3-run home run by Nello Bothrodt, his first of the season. RBIs 5, 6, and 7 for Bothrodt, and we are tied at 8 in what is becoming quite the exciting game. Although I personally would not have appreciated it to be while the Haberdashers are playing. I'd appreciate to be listening to this for myself, or seeing it at the ballpark with a team that I don't support, where I could just enjoy it for what it is, which is a lot of hits happening. So, a 3-run home run from Nello Buthrot, brought to you by industry brand perfumes, colognes, and fragrances, because nothing smells as fresh and as invigorating as the fresh, clean smell of industry, found wherever smells are sold. Yubi Guzul gets the first out already by grounding it to the infield, and the throw is in time to Booty Cooks. And Max Beef not doing bad behind the plate. He might actually end up being a catcher, I think. Might be converted into a catcher for the Dutchman. I see that might actually be a thing, as that is 2 outs, and in comes Gauze Blacksmith for Trevor Knockmore. Well, I say this might be interesting because it actually will do a little bit of shifting around of the fielding, as it will move is it likely to move Booty Cooks? Excuse me, I will move I don't know where that will move. We'll move Blacksmith to first base. Well, he's going to be walked. So that's something he's on. And foul ball Duncans, who had the home run, his last at bat. Foul ball! And Death Factory still coming in. Duncans hits it high and far and foul. 0-2 the count. And that's going to get right to the glove of Moon McMunch, and it forces the runners to tag up. To the top of the 8th, tied at 8th with Max Beef. And Max Beef is not someone that you really want to see. So Guzul is at second, Blacksmith is at first. And Beef hits it skyward, but it is caught at the warning track. And in comes Dash Buckman. Hits it high and far. Is it good enough to go? It is. It is to industry yet again. Dash Buckman, a pinch hit home run, his second of the season. And RBI number 3 for Dash Buckman makes it a 9-8 game for the Milwaukee Dutchmen, who have suddenly found their bats. And I suppose the team that had defense as a focus last season, perhaps they've realized that when they are facing teams who also are known for their bats, they just have to out-hit them. Well, Chesty Squatters is on with a walk. His 3rd walk today. That is just a fascinating stat that Chesty Squatters has walked 3 times today. Not had a single hit. He's 0 for 2, but he's walked 3 times. Venus Jackson, right to Guzul, throw to Blacksmith. It moves Squiders to second, but it is out number 2. And here is Booty Cooks, who's not had a very outing. He's had a double in the first. He's been 0 for 3 since, 1 for 4 in total. Big swing by Cooks. Lets that one go by for ball 2, 2-2 the count. And that's going to be a single right up the middle to Versi Moore. Not in time to get it. It is 10-8. In favor of the Dutchman with a Booty Cooks RBI single here in the top of the 8th. We go to Bustles Muxton now. Right to the glove of Stokely Hathaway to end the inning. So we go to Bood Hooges, who is potentially going to be asked to pitch 2 innings. And it looks like Boys Harden coming in for Cooks and Bustles Muxton coming out for Hofty Bagdood. So going to a bit of the bench here. Emptying out the bench today, and that's going to be out number 1. And it looks like Denov's day is done. He's coming out for Boob Jenna. And Boob Jenna hits it high, not far enough to Chesty Squires in center field for out. Number 2 will go up to Stump Phillips. And the Dashers down by 2, bottom of the 8th. Game was tied at 8, but and that is going to be a ground out to first Delmar Uptown coming in for the 9th. The lead was given up due to a mellow Buffrot. 3-run home run, furthered by Booty Cooks with an RBI single to make it 10-8. And Delmar Uptown, the closing pitcher for the Haberdashers. So that's going to be out number 1. Here's Nello Buthrot, has the 3-run home run. Very dangerous batsman. Uptown is 2-2 as far as decisions go. A lot for a closing pitcher. He's got 1 save and an ERA of 7.82, so not the best of statistics for him. And he's going to put Buthrot on with a single and 1 out. Here is Joey Brett. Brett's got a single in the 4th inning. Other than that, he's been blanked. Unfortunately, he's going to be on with a single, though, and it's going to keep the chain moving for the Dutchman. So runners on first and second, 1 out. Here is Max Beef. That's going to go right to the glove of Hubie Goozle. Wow, number 2. And now we go to Delmar Uptown, who again is being asked to that's going to be in for a blooper single, and it's an RBI. Well, it's an RBI to Hooges, and he gets the 3rd out is recorded by Chesty Squires. So Bood Hooges has a chance to get the close and get the save in this one. And the first batsman is Versi Moore, who grounds it out on the first hit. That is a fair ball, so Hubie Goozle is on with a double to get things started. So 1 out, bottom of the 9th. The Haberdashers have a chance with Whiny Jagoff. Was that a 3-run home run today? Takes that one for ball 1. 1 into the count for Jagoff. Does move, well, it's going to be an out. It moves Goozle to 3rd, but here comes Gauze Blacksmith with 2 outs. Looks like they're going to pitch out for Blacksmith. Not a bad solution. He's batted in 18 runs so far this season and hit 6 home runs. So that is not the worst of strategies, I say. And Foulball Duncans, with 2 outs, represents the tying run. So a bit of a gamble, but again, Duncans has hit a home run already today, but not has the home run hitting acumen that Gauze Blacksmith has. And 2-2 the count. Does not make good contact. That's going to go right to Bood Hooges. And the out is recorded. That ends the game, giving the Milwaukee Dutchmen another big win in emphatic bat-walloping, baseball-walloping fashion. The batting was the story in this one, as the final score is recorded as Milwaukee 11 runs off 16 hits, the New York Haberdashers 8 runs off 13 hits. Goodness me. 8 home runs hit in this game, 5 from the Dutchmen. 2 from Venus Jackson, 1 from Hoon McMunch, 1 from Nello Buthrot, and 1 from Dash Buckman. Stump Phillips, Whiny Jagoff, and Foulball Duncans with the home runs on the Dashers side, but they fell short. The winning pitcher is Beth Factory, going the 6th and the 7th innings. Esimai Danov is recording a loss after giving up 5 runs in the 2 innings that he pitched. Bood Hooges gets the save. We're going the 7th and 8th innings, only allowing 1 hit in total. And we thank our friends at the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company, giving us fine hand-rolled cigarettes grown in the fabled tobacco roads of the Carolinas. They are smooth, they are refreshing, and they tell you that there is always a good time for a honey wheat cigarette. You can enjoy them at any time you so choose, be it at the dinner table, right before bed, in the office, at the ballpark, or while reading your children a bedtime story. There's always a good time for a honey wheat cigarette. Our third finest dandy of the day is Nello Buthrot for the Milwaukee Dutchmen, going 2 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs. That was, of course, from the 3-run home run that he hit. Second finest dandy is Venus Jackson, who hit a home run twice today. 4 RBIs in total, 2 home runs that scored 2 runs each. That was his production, but the finest dandy of the day goes to Whiny Jagoff, who went 3 for 4 today, with a double, a home run, and 3 total RBIs, of course, coming from that 3-run home run. The bullet to him for that. He is given a free carton of Honey Wheat cigarettes for his efforts and for being the finest dandy of the day. That's the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company, sponsoring the finest dandies of the day across the entire Continental League for the 1920 season. That's the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company, reminding you as always to smoke wheat every day. Well, after that bit of excitement, I think both teams would be welcome to have a day off tomorrow, as they do. The series picks up and concludes on the 6th in 2 days' time. Beg your pardon, in 2 days' time. Taking the mound is Herzl Good, 3-0 so far for the Haberdashers. Taking on Con Huthelson, the ace for the Dutchman, who's not been able to get any sort of decision. He's 0-2 so far, so that is potentially a chance for the Dashers to take the series and at least get a result from it before both teams head to their respective other series. The Haberdashers, after this, stay here at the Rockefeller Oval while they welcome the league-leading New Ohio Debonaires for a 3-game series. The Dutchmen go back home to Milwaukee to welcome the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. So not an easy road coming up ahead for the Haberdashers, as after dropping 2 to the Dutchmen, they dropped to 11-9. The Dutchmen improved to 10-10 and are within 1 game of the Haberdashers. The Dashers, as far as I know, are 3.5 games behind the Debonaires. I do not know the results, so that could either be 3 or 4, depending on that result. But that is going to be it for us today. Here on Radio WJZ, the Endless Wet Jazz is continuing on. You'll hear that in just a second. My name is Scooch Closer. You're listening to WJZ, New York's only home of the New York Haberdashers and New York's only home of Endless Wet Jazz, saying hats off to you and hats off to the Dashers.